Hi, this is JilliBling of JilliBling.com, and I have a project to share with you today. This month, Stampin' Up! Is offering a promotion, 15% off a designer paper, and it's not all the designer paper. It's pretty much any of the patterns that are not, don't have like gold or silver or any foil on them, if they're just the plain standard colors. So that got me thinking, oh, I'm going to get a lot of designer paper, great time. But then I looked down at my paper stash. I have a lot, and I hoard a lot of paper, particularly the kind that has a little bit of foil to them, which is exactly what's not on sale. But I was thinking, why do I hoard this and I never use it? So I need to use it. And then I thought, well, what's a good card to put it on? And I wanted something simple where the designer paper would shine. So what do you think about this? I did color in the bee because it's pretty much black and white with hints of gold. And I colored in the bee with a blender pen right into the bumblebee ink. Stamped a sentiment, tied a little ribbon. Then on the inside, once again stamped, used the blender pen to color in the flowers to the bumblebee color, and then stamped another little sentiment, word, verse. So the card is really simple, but it's really nice, and it could go in any direction you can imagine. It can be birthday, it could be thinking of you, it can be, we always need those sympathy cards that we never make, but you can make so many of these, and it's so easy. When I was preparing for the video, I thought, gosh, I haven't done everything I need to do in advance, like having things already cut or colored, because there's not that much. It's just an easy card. So this is going to become a traveling box, and in my mind, I was ready to be done with autumn and move on to Christmas. Quite a few people are asking for Christmas, and I've done autumn, quite a bit of autumn this past year. And so I was ready to move on to Christmas, and then my dear friend Ruby said, hey, let's get together this weekend, and we have a lot of Christmas from last year, so let's do everything other than Christmas. So that means go back into the autumn, and I thought, well, what about all season? Because this could easily be spring. This could be spring or summer, and this is heat embossed, and once again, very easy, but doesn't that look nice? Just take a hole punch out. This time I had to do the hole punch a little bit bigger because the verse was bigger. And then on the inside, I still have some of this designer paper. And oh, much of the paper that I'm using on these projects is retired, and it's just stuff I've been hoarding. But when you get this project box, if you find you're looking forward to doing the butterfly card and there's no more butterfly paper in there or no more Highland Heather paper, let me know, because chances are, see how big is this? It's about 3 feet. I have 3 feet of paper, and I probably have more, and I could refresh the box. So punch these out, and there's a punch. This punch perfectly punches these out. Imagine that, no coloring, even the little guys. Oh, you know, just a minute. If you get this box and you're doing butterflies, over here, I have a note. Cut out your butterfly before punching, or you will mess up the neighboring butterfly. And what that means is the little guy, when you punch him, he punches just fine. But when you go to punch a big butterfly, let me move my note a little bit. So say you wanted this Heather and Balmy butterfly, this one right here. When you go to punch them, great, the punch fits right in there, it's going to get them. Look what it's going to do to this butterfly right here. So all that I ask is, if you want this guy, cut him out first. Oh, and these little side butterflies, they're great on the inside of your card for like in the crack. Okay, so now this will perfectly fit, and it doesn't ruin the neighboring butterflies. Anyhow, okay, so that's that one. Boy, I got off track there. Let me put all this back into the box. Okay, so here we go. Here's one of them. Look at this one. I love this paper. I think my little Eiffel Tower stamp is gone, but that's fine because I have the flower that I put in here, and this is heat embossed. Can you see the shine on that? Isn't it pretty? This is heat embossed. It goes together perfectly. Again, it goes together so quick. Okay, I've been hoarding this paper like crazy. I love this paper. And this is just stamped flat. So if you're thinking, I don't want to heat emboss, which is fine, you could just stamp it in black ink and it looks plenty good too. I like this. This isn't just a thank you card. It's a hug with a fold in the middle. Is that cute? And then this flower, pretty close to matches that. The colors are right. Okay, this is the first one I did. Very simple, heat embossed. Once again, very simple. And this I heat embossed with black powder, the flower, and then I used the pen to go into the ink pad and then to color this in, to go into the ink pad and color in the green. Not hard. That one's really pretty. Okay, this is my favorite. Didn't plan on doing it, but I saw the paper, and this is from the Bumblebee packet, so it was last year's celebration. But isn't it classic? That is gold embossed. This is stamped in plain black ink, and then this little confetti is gold embossed. Happy birthday! It looks like a party in there, and that's Bumblebee. So when you get the box, you can use whatever color liner you want, whatever color base paper you want. Have at it. Go for it. Or feel free to do these. So, with all of that said, these are non-Christmas. Guess what I'm going to do? Can you tell where I'm leading? I'm going to do a Christmas one. Just one. But the rest of them are any time of the year. Okay. So, they're all the same. Just because I like that one, I'll put it right there. I'm going to use a punch, 2.5-inch circle, and you could use any size circle you want to do this. This one will be in the project box, but even if you don't have this, I'm sure that you have a die that's really close. That will work just fine too. That isn't laying down. Much better. Okay, and the stamp sets, some of them are old, some of them are new. Massive Thank You, Beauty Abounds, Seaside Notions, I love these words. Butterfly Wishes, I love this set. This is where that flower and little leaf came from, but anything in here would be good. So Sentimental, you notice how they're all somewhat in a circle shape? Wouldn't that be perfect for here? I used Can't Thank You Enough. Oh, and if you choose to use the Can't Thank You Enough, I did something here. I'll put it close. Don't cringe if you see it. I can't thank you enough. I cut them out for some reason, and that's fine if you do that to your stamps, because then I could put that in a different color. But this little piece, it will nest right back into there. So you didn't ruin it. You just made it a little bit more flexible. Okay. This one here, Forever Blossom, love this set. And if you're feeling it, this set, not that you've ever done this, but guess what? I have another bundle. I kind of bought 2 of them. So holler if you want the bundle. I've got it right here. Okay. And like I said, this next one, I want to do Christmas. So I pulled out, I wanted some words. So I like how bold this is. If I did this in heat embossing, it would look great. Any of these would. Even look how that one's kind of circular. But I think I might use this because that would fit perfectly into the circle. And I've always liked these. And I like the swoosh. Okay, I like this stamp set. So let's use this today. Okay, get these all over off to the side. We'll be using the punch. Little sample. So I want to use, for sure, I think the flower will be good, poinsettia. And the holly, oh, what kind of, oh, the swoosh, I like the swoosh too. As we go, each one of these is getting a little more fancy. It's supposed to be simple. Okay, there's the words. And the leaves. Will it fit on there? Sure. And Season's Greetings. I like that font. Okay, I have this block, so that's going to do it. Okay, stamps are ready to go. Oh, and if ever you see things in here like that, you're welcome to use them if you want to. Okay, so papers. And this is my embossing buddy. Want to make sure to use that. So before I stamp with Versamark, this is my help to, this is my remembery. So, what do you think? That's from the Ornate Garden. I love this paper, hoarding it. I have lots of it. I'm trying to use it. So, I think, looking at these colors, I think I want to stamp in gold. So pull this out. Let me see the direction I've done all of these. Okay, these are upright. How about if I do one, I'll do another one this way. Okay, so it's going to be like that. So I'm going to punch a circle out here. Oh, and you know what? Before I punch it out, I just see how big it needs to be. So about there. And then I'm going to make sure that it's centered. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I want this amount to equal that amount. And I only want part of the circle. It doesn't have to be all of it. And there it is. The little leftover circle piece you could put in here. You could keep it if you want to, and you could take all these pieces if you want them. It's fine if they don't come back. I don't need that. It's part of your card. Okay. There. This is inside, inside. Inside pieces, top. Ooh, what color ribbon? I probably should do something with the Merlot. Or gold. No, I'm going to do the words in gold. I need to somehow have more Merlot. I don't know if I have Merlot ribbon. There's a lot of old ribbons in there that I'll be using. Ooh, that's pretty. Okay, so the ribbon, you choose from all these. Way too many. And all these. Again, many. So I think the gold would go, but I'm going to try to do, I don't have Merlot, but this is a retired pomegranate, which is similar. So this is going to be my ribbon. Yeah, that matches close enough. Ooh, it's a little wider than I thought, but that's okay. I'm getting a pin. Maybe. Pin. Okay. You see how much is on there? Yeah, that's enough for these cards. So it's just going to be a knot. So wrap the ribbon around, decide how much you need to make a knot, and then cut it. Many times I see people take a whole bunch, they tie their knot, and then they throw away probably as much as they use. Not good. Look how pretty that is. And if you say, oh, my knots aren't good, feel free to, when you return the project box, bring it back and I'll tie your knot. Okay. I'm going to trim up these ends. Put that right in the middle. Okay, done with that. Okay, so to do the words, probably should have tied the knot later. I'm going to stamp an Versamark and then put it into gold powder. But, good thing I have this here. I'm going to do Embossing Buddy. And stamp in Versamark. And I'm wondering how I'm going to do it with the bow right there in the way. I'm going to find a way. Okay, the bow is in the way. So it's going to go right about there. Okay, get it into gold powder. Okay, that looks good. Now I will use my heat tool. So it'll be a little noisy. Okay, so when you're heat embossing, use the heat tool just until the powder turns into a shiny plastic. We don't want powder on there, but don't keep heating it after it becomes melted. Otherwise, the powder sinks into the paper and it's no longer shiny and raised. Okay. So this is going to go on with dimensionals. I think the ribbon needs to go over to the side. It's getting in the way of my words. Oh, Bo is whining. Here, just a minute. I'll be right back. I know I shouldn't do this. Here's some eye candy. Decide which one you want. Which one you want to do. Bo, come on. Come. Come. Come on, let's go out. Okay. Sorry about that. All of you dog moms know how that is. Okay, back on task. Okay, so this gets put on with just regular adhesive. Because I used the heat tool, the paper is a little bit warped, so you could use liquid glue if you want, or maybe put a little bit extra adhesive under there. I'll probably just do 2 strips. And get it right close to the edge, if you can. I don't know that I got that close enough to the edge. Because I want that the warped paper to be flat. Okay, that's good. Now dimensionals on here. You might have to use a few more dimensionals than you normally would, just because if you didn't have a dimensional right here, chances are that little paper would get folded over. We don't want that. Okay, been hanging out with Lori for too long. She uses lots of dimensionals. So when you're putting a rectangle paper on rectangle, if you can, hold it diagonal. And I'm going to look in the top, this corner here, and that corner. And I could still move it. And I'm looking in the bottom corner, top corner, bottom. And once those are square in the corner, then I put it down. And I really haven't looked at these because my fingers are covering it. Well, that usually works. I think because my head wasn't all up over the top of it. Okay, this time I'm going to try harder. That method really does work. Okay, and it's fine that these dimensionals stay behind because they will be positioned right in the right place. Okay, there it is. Much better. Okay, and then I'm going to trim my ribbon. Very easy, especially if you don't have to let the dog out. Okay, so now for the inside. This mint piece goes in plain flat. Okay. Then for the inside, may the beauty and joy of this season fill your heart. Oh, there was that really nice font. Here, Season's Greetings. Let's do that in the gold embossing. My embossing buddy. Goes into, so you could see the outline. Versamark ink right at the top. Okay, then into the powder. Then I'll heat it. Hold on. I see a little bit I don't want. I think I brushed some off of the S. Okay, still right there. I need to get that gone. What else can I use? How about pokey? Can you see that there in the G? Oh, you know my picker-upper tool probably would do. Get it gone. Okay, that's better. Okay, so now for some decorations. I like the swoosh. Not quite sure how that's going to work. Use that. Use that. I like the flower. I'll do that Merlot. I like the leaves. That should be done in mint. What about the swoosh? Oh no. How about stamped off mint? I don't think I want a gold. That would be too bold. Okay, so I'm going to start out with a flower. I know I want that for sure. So this is a distinctive stamp. So if you have the right amount of ink on your stamp pad, not too much, not too little, we will get a really good image. So let's just check it by putting it on here. That's pretty. Okay. And because I'm stamping on Stampin' Up! Paper, it's prettier. Okay, if ever you have a little blank spot like that, little freckle, that's because I have a piece of lint on here. Right there. So if I did it again, it would be perfect, but I'm going to pretend like I didn't notice it. Because I don't want to start over. Is that bad? Mint for the leaves. I'm going to test it first. Oh. It's better. Where should I put the leaves? Maybe I can mask them. Let me see what I have in here for a mask. Okay, I'm going to take one of these as a mask. So normally you would put the flower right over the flower, but I'm going to back it away so I see just this little edge. I'm going to put the leaf down here because there's thickness to the paper and the rubber stamp won't get way down into the cracks. So if I back it up a little bit, that means that when I stamp it, it's going to be close to the flower. How about a few more? How about on this side? Because not many of those showed up. Oh, it didn't turn out very good right there. Okay, start over time. Ew. That's not fair. Okay, well, if it happened to me, it might happen to you. So, let's get her fixed. Get her done. Magic paper. There's always the other side. I like that font. Okay, flower into Merlot without any lint glitter spots on it. It's gonna be perfect. Can't you tell? Oh, it's close. It will do. Okay, so now on to masking. And you know what would be better? this is great, but this is cardstock. So if ever you want a mask, it's great to do regular photocopy paper. I won't cut out the whole thing. So I think I want some leaves over here. So that's this one. And I'm going to cut right up against the edge of the leaf to make the mask. And because this paper is thinner, I won't have to worry so much about the bridging problem. Okay, let's think that the leaves are just going to be on this side. Okay, so that would be covering it. I'm going to back it up a little bit so I could see the outline edge of the flower. And let's do leaves again. Come on, leaves. That turned out good. And maybe another leaf. I don't know how many need to be done. Should I do more? Okay, maybe a few. Well, then I have to cut more. But you know, those got really close. I don't know that I really needed a mask. I'll try without the mask for just a few over here. So I'm going to try to put the tip okay. No mask required. Huh. When did you hear that these days? I did a funny. Had to wear a mask everywhere. Okay, and now for the swoosh. I don't know, is it going to be too much? I really like the swoosh. Well, okay, I'm going to try Stamp Off. You know what? I see the ink kind of balling up on here. Okay. The video is going to go longer than planned. If ever your ink kind of beads up on here, because that's rubber, take a nail file and take off this shiny coating. Hint, don't do it too hard because we don't want to make the stamp detail go away. But take that shiny coating off. When I'm looking at it, I don't know if you could tell from that angle, it's dull here now, where the rest of the stamp is shiny. If it's dull, that means it has little microscopic scratches in it, and those little slits will hold the ink beautifully. And it doesn't take much. If you have something with a whole bunch of little dots on it, for instance, this confetti, you'd have to be really careful. I had a girlfriend who kept on sanding it, and she lost some of her dots. If you're doing them with this, be careful. Particularly that, just be careful. And it's fine, you could do it, but just don't go crazy. Okay, so get all the powder off. Now let's see what happens. See, that's much better. And do it at your own risk. Okay, so a few places are still kind of balling up, and I'll hold this up close so you can see it. So right through here, it's still kind of balling up, but the rest of it, and right through here, the rest of it, the ink is laying beautifully on the rubber. Okay. See, that's much better. Okay, let's see how it's going to go. Where should the swoosh come from? I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, right there. I don't know. That's soft. And you could still write over that. But see how that's pretty smooth, even though it's stamped off? And that's because of a little bit of doctor work on it. Okay, so we're done with that. And because I heat embossed the words Season's Greetings, I'm going to do a little bit extra adhesive because sometimes the heat makes the paper warp. Nothing on the edge. Ooh, I like that. That's pretty. And if you didn't have whoopses, you would get through a whole bunch of these cards really quick. Pretty. Okay, so this is a traveling box. And if you see something and you're not first to get to this box, let me know. And I've been taking a little sticky and writing your name. For instance, Ree wants 4. And then whoever gets the box, just make sure to save Ree her 4. And this will be inside the paper box. Ree hasn't seen it yet, so I don't know if she wants any. Okay, so that's it for this Friday. I hope you like it. I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you soon. Bye.